Well, here is the end of my winter garden. I just wanted to show you all how much everything is grown. It's actually overgrown in so many of the beds. I've got some onions and some lettuce, some garlic. I've got a lot of weeds. I've got some beets. So a lot of this is going to be coming up today, and as you can see, there's so much work to do today. I've got some beautiful artichokes that I was able to grow. I actually transplanted 4 artichoke plants off one plant, and I've got all 4 of them growing, so they look great. I've got peas that are about ready to be picked. I've got some beets I'll be pulling up later today and canning, and really just picking up the rest of my green manure, and I'm going to be rototilling this into the soil. As you can see, there's lots of weeds, lots of work today. So the next video that you see will be my garden kind of all cleaned up, and either tonight or tomorrow I'll be planting out my spring and summer garden. So thanks for coming along with this little trip through my garden. Look at this mess. All of these are weeds. They'll be gone today though. So I'll show you the end product as soon as we're done. Thanks. So this is just a quick update to the other day. I was able to get about half of the garden done, and I still have quite a bit to do. I still have a lot of winter vegetables that are about ready to be picked. So I was ready to plant out a lot of my smaller plants, but it just makes sense to wait a couple more weeks. I do have some dahlias that have been planted, so those are in the garden. I also was able to get some tomatoes planted over the last couple of days. These are the early girl and the better boys. So I have 5 of those that I planted out, and then I got some additional tomatoes and tomatillos put in this bed, and then I also planted some peppers. So I've got about probably about 10 little pepper plants that I put in the ground. And other than that, I've pulled quite a few things, tried to clean up a little bit as far as the weeds go. But as you can see, I still have a lot of vegetables that will be ripening, and I think I'm going to take a lot of the kale that I planted and pick it and just freeze it for smoothies, get it ready for smoothies, and then I'll plant some additional kale for the summer. But I've got about 4 kale beds that I'll be harvesting in the next couple of days, and these are my artichokes. I'm just so happy with them. I picked one and we had it for dinner. It was really delicious. My peas are doing really well. Everything's got some really nice blooms on them. I'm starting to get little baby peas. As you can see down here, there's some peas starting to grow. They're so cute. I just love them. And something else that I was kind of excited about, if you remember a couple of months ago, I took an artichoke plant that I had that had 3 little pups on the end of it. Well, this is one of them, and it's already got artichokes coming out of the top of it. I'm really happy to see that. And the other 2 are doing really good. I don't see any artichokes yet, but they're looking really healthy, and they're going to make a great addition to the garden. So those will be a plant I can keep in year round. And there's my little tomato plants I put in. So that's it. That's the update today. I'm going to finish weeding over the next couple of days as soon as the heat gets a little bit better. And I'll bring you back and show you a final photo of what I have for the spring garden. Have a great day. Well, this is my last part that I'm doing for the cleanup for the garden. I just thought I'd show you the progress that I made. I got all of the main weeds pulled up in the walkway. I'm thinking of putting down just a plain mulch that'll make it a little bit harder for the weeds to grow through. And as you can see, I have a lot of really great things still growing from my winter garden. Still have a lot of lettuce. I had planted some romaine lettuce later, so I'm going to have that for probably another month or so. I've got some beautiful little miniature roses that are starting to come up. I mean, I just have tons of little buds. They're so cute. This is what's left of my onions. And again, I'm still growing my garlic. My chives are doing really, really good. I've got some iceberg lettuce that's growing right in here. Starting to form some heads on it, and still a lot of romaine lettuce I'm trying to work through every night. And I'll just show you the rest of what I cleaned up. As you can see, there's, nice clean beds. I did plant some cucumbers last weekend before the heat wave came, and those look really good. And I noticed this morning that I've got some little seeds coming up, and these are my Boston pickling cucumbers are starting to come up. So they're doing really well. I had put up some trellises, just 2 of them at the end of my garden. I'm going to stake my cucumbers this year. And as you can see, the artichokes that I transplanted and pulled apart as pups are really doing great. They're just really flourishing. I planted a couple of tomato plants. Those are doing well even through the heat we've had this week. And I noticed my rhubarb has come back up from last year. So I'm hoping I have several of those, but I have some new rhubarbs to plant. I kind of like this area right in here at the end of my garden bed for the rhubarb. Again, I've got some artichokes that are getting bigger, about ready. Probably within the next week I'll be cutting those. We could have those for dinner. And my pea plants are just loaded with peas. As you can tell, there's just peas everywhere. Lots and lots of peas. So I'll probably be picking those later today. I noticed there's all kinds of little ladybugs on my, I don't know if you can see them, little ladybugs here on my artichoke bush. Some of them are kind of buzzing around, but I don't really see that I have any aphids, so I'm glad to see the ladybugs. Maybe they can take care of it. I've got some horseradish that's starting to come through, and my peppers that I planted last week are doing really good. These are my tomatillos and my more tomatoes, but these are my peppers. I do have one that's kind of struggling in this heat. Not quite sure why, but we'll try to get him a little bit more water. And the other ones seem like they're doing pretty good. I've got some strawberries coming on my strawberry plant. And again, I've got more artichokes. These are the end of my cauliflower over here. Before I show you the artichokes, I've got a little bit left. I'll probably harvest that today, and then I want to pull out the rest of the cauliflower beds this afternoon or tomorrow morning. And then this is another kale bed that I decided I'm going to go ahead and cut all the kale, clean it, and freeze it, and then we'll have that for more artichokes for the rest of the year. So I've been working hard out here for a couple of weeks. I think it's really starting to come together for spring. I'll be planting some seeds over the next couple of days. And I do have quite a few things that I'm going to leave in for maybe another couple weeks to a month. And those will probably be the peas and maybe some of the lettuce. So here's some more pictures of the peas just to give you an idea how many there are. There's so many peas. So anyway, that's the end of my garden tour. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon. Bye.